Just be courageous. Be confident. Have you ever heard that? And what did you do afterwards? How can you react to something like that? Just stop being whatever you are and be more courageous, huh? It's such a crappy advice because it's almost like saying, be more smart, be more beautiful. Well, in this video, I will tell you exactly how you can build your courage. And so if you imagine a courageous person, what are they doing? They are usually doing something that you are afraid of, right? For example, approaching a girl during a daytime, starting a company during a recession, making a speech in front of 1,000 people. But you can custom this courage to your life because everybody fears different things. So what are you afraid of the most? Usually it's the public speaking, but you may be fearing of heights. And so for you, courage would be climbing that lookout tower. So whatever it is in your mind, whatever your fear is, look at that fear, because we will tame that fear. I will tell you step-by-step process how you can overcome this fear, how you can be more courageous towards this fear, how you can, for example, speak to 1,000 people. So what is courage? Well, courage is a skill everybody needs in today's society, because without it, you would live blunt and boring life. And if you look at your life, if you look back, for example, from your 100-year-old self at your life, I think you would have no bigger regret than living a blunt and boring life. Well, first of all, courage is a skill, and that's a very important piece of information because that actually tells you that you can build your courage. You can build this courage muscle. Well, courage is accepting that there is a fear. It's not about not fearing anything. It is about accepting that there is a fear and you are willing to step into that fear. And it is not because you want to prove something to yourself. It is not because you want to prove something to someone else or to the world. It is because it will move you towards this idea of living a fulfilled life. There are more ways how you can be much more courageous, but I really love this one the most because it really tackles the most important part of you being better, of self-improvement. Are you ready? So by now you probably have already some idea, something that scares you. Could be the height, could be approaching someone on a street, could be a girl, could be a guy actually, could be anything. Something that scares you. And now what? Now, just do it. Oh, really? Is this it? Is this another motivational crap? Do what you are afraid to be doing? Yes. But I will give you much better blueprint because I think many people tackle this idea in very unhealthy way. So imagine now for a second that you want to be able to speak to 1,000 people. For example, give a TEDx talk to 1,000 of people. Now, what this philosophy tells you is just start speaking in front of 1,000 of people. And this is a very unhealthy way to approach this philosophy, even though it satisfies the requirement of what you should be doing. Start doing the things you are afraid of. So how to approach this thing? Bite-size it. First day, just prepare the topic. Second day, prepare 5 bullet points of the speech outline. And when you have the speech, just practice it alone. Then you can practice it in front of the mirror. After that, you can practice it in front of your cat, or a dog for that matter. In front of your fish, doesn't really matter. In my bathroom there are spiders, so you can use those as well if you are a little bit afraid of them. Then you can try your spouse, and you can create a crowd from 3 of your colleagues and practice it on them. And after that, join a public speaking club and practice it there, and you will get even more valuable feedback. And on and on and on and on. And eventually you will get to 1,000 people. Alright. You may have figured this thing out by yourself. But here is the question, here is the gold. How big of a step should you be doing? Some people tell you that you should do as little steps as possible. Some people tell you that you should do as big steps as possible. Attack the idea with your full energy. But I'm not in favor of any of those ideas. There is something much better and nobody speaks about it. Everybody's different. We both have different experiences, beliefs, hormones, and therefore the fear will be triggered in very different way in both of us. So how to assess the perfect size of a step? Rate it on a scale. If you are afraid of heights and climbing a lookout tower would be 1000 out of 10 fear, then ask yourself what would be fear 5 or 6 out of 10. And that could be, for example, climbing a ladder to the 3rd step. Do that several times a day, and what will eventually happen is that you will get used to that fear. And the 3rd step for you would be probably on a scale 3 out of 10. And so what will you do in that case? You will climb higher because you want this fear 5 or 6 out of 10. And that could be, for example, the 5th step. And after that, the 6th step. And after that, the 7th step. And you will push your boundaries a little bit further every single day. And eventually you will climb the whole ladder. Eventually you will climb that lookout tower. Now you want to be able to approach that girl that is sitting in that cafe alone. And if you are shy, I wouldn't recommend to do it just like that. Build the courage muscle first. Okay, approaching that girl in the cafe, for me the fear is probably 9 out of 10. Okay, what would be 5 or 6 out of 10? It could be just imagination. Imagine that you are approaching that girl. Could be that fear 5 or 6 out of 10. Next step could be asking those people in the cafe about something. Where is the bathroom? Is the coffee good? Or something like that. Could be girl, could be guy, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that it should be fear 5 or 6 out of 10. Do that every day and eventually approaching that girl in the cafe will be 5 or 6 out of 10. And the most important thing with this bite-sizing approach is not creating too big of a step. And sometimes it is tempting because in today's society, in a lot of ways, we can ask and we'll get served everything on a golden platter and right away. But don't do that. Even if you can handle that step, don't do it. It is too big of a risk for the next day. The next day you may be down, something may put you down, and now you are comparing your current self with yourself the day before. And now what the hell you gonna do? You're gonna put yourself even further down and you will do no action. And this is very important part. Do the action every day so your brain would adjust to this fear. And another thing is that you may actually remember absolutely nothing from this action because you were in so many emotions. And that will make you much less likely to do it again and again because you will associate negative emotions towards this action and you will learn much less. And what we want for you is to slowly start lifting the weight so your brain can adjust to it. And that is how you can do it. Start lifting the weight, step into the uncomfortable, and it will become comfortable over the time. Did you like the video so far? So hit the like button, subscribe button, tap on the bell, and you will see more of these videos. And because you have been watching up until now, I'll give you a bonus, alright? Bonus nobody really speaks about. How you can build this courage muscle even more and even faster. Well, expose yourself to these uncomfortable situations and over time they will become comfortable. But here is the gold. The courage that you build in one area of your life, it's a little bit transferable to another part of your life. So when you are building your courage in climbing the mountains and you are stepping into the 5s and 6s every single day on those mountains, you will be much more likely to step into those 5s and 6s in social interactions, in social situations. So how you can build your courage right now? Start stepping into the uncomfortable every single day in all possible areas of your life. And so eventually you may be asking yourself this question very often. How can I challenge myself with the thing that I am currently doing so it would be fear 5 or 6? And I am sure you will get very epic answers and you will be stepping into your fear every day. But here is what's even better, because they can be in any area of your life. You can plan them ahead. And here are my favorite examples of those things that you can do to build your courage. And I really love them because they address your core fears and they address them in a very quick way. One example could be sauna, staying in 100 degrees of Celsius. And most people can't do that for example, 15 minutes. And so for you, the fear 5 or 6 out of 10 could be staying there for just 6 or 7 minutes, and that's completely fine. But again, that will build your courage muscle. But stay sane, okay? Don't overdo it. And you can do cold shower or cold bath. What would be 5 or 6 discomfort out of 10? And again, how long do you need to stay in that shower for you to be at this 5 or 6? And speaking about cold showers, you can do the Wim Hof breathing, and you will see how quickly your survival reflex kicks in when you hold your breath. It can be really anything, but I really love those examples because you can get to those 5s or 6s very quickly. That was my take on how you can build your courage. So now let me know in the comment section how you will start and what will you be doing every day. Be courageous. Start learning how to be more courageous. This is one of the best skills you can start working on because you can truly apply it in everyday life, in every area of your life. So start working on it and I will see you in a finish line. I will see you in the next video.